Hello and welcome. I am the Restless Kaiser.
And I am Jonny B, but together we are
Modelling for Advantage. Winter is coming. If you've not seen the show before, we offer a tapas for gamers, fantasy, and historical enthusiasts alike. And we're going to kick off today's show, Winter is Coming, mine, with a little illustration from our friend Charlotte.
Ooh, nice.
Mate, Ice Queen, what do you reckon?
She's got skills, hasn't she, really?
Mad
Let's face
skills,
it.
yeah.
That's really good. Really like that.
Really like
Elfie
that stuff.
Ice Queen.
Elfie Ice Queen, mate, yeah. I wasn't sure whether she'd be able to do much. I got to say, John, you're looking beautiful with that bit of tinsel behind you. You got sort of angelic quality. Can they see that, or is that lost on them?
When I move my fat head out of the way.
When you move your fat head out of the way. Hopefully there's no impact on the sound quality on account of the, not just the muffler on the
Well, we got
microphone.
new. You got new doofers, and I've got
Bigger, and he's got an ever-growing beard, whereas I'm temporarily...
I like that.
It was a Movember thing. See, mutton chops are technically not a beard, they're a moustache variant.
Agreed, but the whole process of that is you go clean shaven and then grow something.
Mate. Clean
Didn't
shaven.
get that memo, did you?
I look like I'm about 11
Yeah,
when
exactly.
I'm clean shaven. Like an albino 11-year-old. But alright, so industry news then. Shall we kick off by talking about the historical stuff?
Okay, yeah, bit more meat on this one.
So, it's a funny time of year. People got some of their Christmas offers and so forth. And it's a bit strange me telling you that in a video we've recorded a little bit in advance.
Yeah.
Because it'll be quite different. But things that we know that are coming out quite soon that we're interested in and excited about in terms of the channel. The first one is Flames of War are doing their Bagration Germans. We've had the Bagration Soviets. So that's the big Soviet offensives of the late war.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that because I was going
Yeah.
to say it just sounds like they were moving stuff in bags.
They're moving stuff in bags. You've got big Soviet late war offensive, so you've got all of the big toys.
Okay.
Yeah, we get excited about, like, there was a few Pumas and some Tigers on the Western Front. So, man, all the real stuff was fighting the Soviets.
This is where it was.
Because that's where the war was going to be proper lost.
What sort of time? Where in the war is this?
So we're looking at late 44 here.
All right. Okay.
In this release. So we're going to see, among other things, we're going to see the Panzer IV L7T, which people are really stoked about. Well, you see, it's not a Panzer IV. It's actually, well, it is a Panzer IV chassis, but it's a tank destroyer. So it's got an L7T 75mm cannon, which is a pretty powerful anti-tank gun.
What, like the German styly ones, like the Stug and...
It's like a Stug, but Stugs are built on, or Stug 3s are built on Panzer III chassis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tank destroyer on the
I think we're also going to see in plastic, I think we're going to get a Hetzer. I think we've been talked about. And I think they might have said we're going to get a 222 armoured car. I can't quite remember. It was a long time ago when they were talking about it. Because COVID's messed up the release schedules and everything.
Big time.
But the two that are stuck in my noggin are the Panzer IV L7T and the Hetzer, I think. Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's those. And they've done a pre-release video. It was a bit weird, to be honest. If you had a look at it. What it would like, you think a pre-release like teaser video, you think it'd be like showcasing the best of their stuff?
Yeah.
It is showcasing the new stuff, but it's showcasing the new cardboard scenery, which I understand the role of cardboard scenery,
Right.
and I'm not critical of it, but if I'm making a teaser video of my new stuff,
You want it to be...
I'd want it to look at its very
best of the
best,
best.
and I wouldn't choose to put my cardboard scenery sets in that
Okay.
video.
Boo.
So that's for
Flams.
Flames of War. And then from Warlord, which is one of the other companies we follow closely and so forth.
Yeah, big time.
SPQR. So SPQR was a skirmish ancients game, and it got a bit of criticism because the rules were a bit out of kilter.
Right.
It was a great game if you were not playing Romans, basically. There was just the way that the game was pointed or whatever. I think in the original set you got a dozen Romans and like 50 Celts or something.
Right, okay.
You know, and actually,
Massively.
the Romans weren't that much more powerful back then.
Interesting.
So, again,
What's the deal?
COVID's messed everything up, but I spoke to them, phoned them up. They have got a new set of the rules. It's not really a new edition. They just tightened some of those things up. They looked at it again, reprinted the rule set with some amendments, and they're looking at releasing it sometime early next year.
And this is skirmish, you say?
This is skirmish ancients,
Right?
And I'm really quite excited. About
Sounds
that.
pretty cool. I can deal with skirmish, I think.
Yeah. And the Games Workshop stuff, then. John.
Yes, mate. I've done extensive research whilst on the toilet.
Yeah, every day, right?
At least 2 minutes a day.
At least 2 minutes.
And the key things that pop out at the moment are they do a fun little thing, which is the Advent calendar.
Yes.
Which you can look at on the Warhammer community, and every day they'll release one of those.
And they show you like a toenail
exactly
or
right.
whatever,
So you
like
have
nostril hair.
No idea what it is. But there's some interesting things in there. There's some sort of
yeah.
imperial looking bits that look, in my mind...
Is it a Quiller?
Well, no, like some boots and some there's a dude carrying some scrolls and stuff. I'm hoping there's some Inquisition stuff.
You're hoping Inquisition, but it's not going to be Sigmar.
It could be anything. It could be anything. It might be Age of Sigmar, but it's that's fun to have a look at.
Yeah, Advent calendar. You know who else is Advent calendar? Our mate Brush and Quill, mate.
Well, he did one last year, didn't he? He does
the YouTuber. Yeah. What he does is YouTubers that he follows. They're generally not massive YouTubers. So a bit like we do Spotlighting.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he does it every day, different YouTuber. Sweet. Check him
it out.
You'll be hearing from him a bit later, actually.
He's got a
segment for us.
Sweet.
Advent calendar. What else, mate?
The only other thing that I can really be bothered to talk about is, because it's linked to you, is the Death Guard, mate.
Oh, Death Guard.
Now, they were
any time now, right?
Previewing that, and they were like, it was going to be up for pre-release.
Yes.
And then they kind of went, actually, no.
Is it not out for pre-release next week?
We've got to wait. They've been previewing the rules to sort of keep people muffled and entertained.
They made some changes.
But yeah, a few rules that they've released so far, but you're not going to see them until 2021.
Well, we get a couple of new models, at least, apparently.
Apparently.
We've seen one guy.
Yeah.
Who's a Chaos Lord with a gun. And you don't often get characters with shooting weapons. So that'd be quite interesting. All right, so that was the industry news.
Briefly.
On the subject of Games Workshop and Christmas then, here's Clueless Mike with what he does every Christmas.
Well, winter is coming, and you know what winter means to me? Christmas. So I thought to myself, well, what can I do for Christmas-related gaming things? And it struck me. Every year, my mate Nick and I always have a festive game of 40k. Now, you may think, oh, what do? They just get together and have a couple of beers while playing a game of 40k near Christmas? Well, it's kind of like that, but we go a bit more all out on it. We usually do it when I'm cooking a big gammon for Christmas Day beforehand, so we can peck on that as we're playing. And then we have a festive themed 40k game. We often play with snow terrain, a white tablecloth, and various stuff like that on the table, but we have Christmas ornaments, we have kind of like small Christmas trees, baubles to fight over. We often hunt a large porcelain ham that my wife has, a pig, but we chase it down as a Christmas ham. We once had a giant Christmas tree in the middle of the table. Last year I dressed up various of my models with little Christmas hats and kind of little bits of tinsel and stuff. And that is Christmas to me. That's kind of like, I always do it the day after I finish work for the year. Nick comes over to mine and we make a full day of it. Others sometimes join us, Si or Andy or people. So that is Christmas to me. What kind of Christmas games you all enjoy? Stick it in the comments below. I'm sure there's some. I've played lots of Christmas role-playing games over the years, but my festive game of 40k really is the gaming highlight of the Christmas season for me. Hopefully Michael will stick a little link below. I made a little playlist of our videos from the last few years. Merry Christmas all.
What? He does it. I mean, you've seen his games,
I've
haven't
watched
you?
some of his crazy.
See,
Christmas
last
games.
year, was it like the Castellan robots?
Yeah.
With Santa hats on.
Yeah, which is awesome. The porcelain pig.
Fight over the giant porcelain
is a great
pig.
thing.
Yeah,
He's done all sorts.
He does like making up his own scenario rules.
Oh yeah, they're completely off the wall.
And the fight for the piggy bank type missions.
Christmas Santa present drops. I think I've participated in one or two. I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, it's good
something he does every year. Worth a look if you're into that sort of thing. Moving that stuff to a side, let's talk about some of the historicals. So here's James Workshop with his contribution to Winter is Coming.
Nice.
A lot of very old traditions that we need to follow this time of year. I'm sure other people have similar traditions in their household. So I've got a lot of preparing to go and do around the workshop household. If you just watch this quick VT that I made for you earlier, grab a cup of whatever your favourite is, and enjoy. So those of you that keep up will know that myself and the Kaiser have begun putting together this set. The Band of Brothers. I've taken the Germans and he's taken the Americans. But of course, that's not really where my leisures lie, where my pleasures lie. It's Soviets. So this force, as with any good bolt-action force, starts with the absolute basics. We have some troops and some leaders. So we have a commander here with a single gentleman. Every single person here has rifles, with the exception of the two Maxim teams at the back here, which have been double-based in the standard style of us. So let's get them out of the way. Other things that have been added to this force, as of so far, are a unit of SMGs, a unit of Puppishers, which will probably just get used to fill points. We also have a collection of support troops. So these are from a company that I will put on screen because I can't. Bad Squiddo. They're from Bad Squiddo, everybody. So I've got a sniper team here at the front. I have an additional sniper here at the back because Soviets can take sniper teams in up to 3, depending on where we are in the war. Then we've got some sort of spottery type person and some other sort of spottery type person. That's the joys of bolt action. You can pretty much use whatever you want for whatever you want. Then in addition to that, we also have the T-26. This is a favourite little tank of mine. I've actually kept it with a removable top, so that when I want to put together the absolutely silly double MG version, I can do that. And also I have another top for the Flamer. And that is my tiny little Soviet force. You'll see that on the table one day, someday, some year. Oh, come on, Sigvald, that's barely a flesh wound. You'll be fine. It'll stop bleeding in a minute. Well, as you can see, festivities have started here at the workshop household. However you celebrate this time of year, please enjoy. Please stay as safe as you possibly can. It is dangerous out there, Ragnarok not included. But excluding small family skirmishes at this time of year, please stay safe. And I'll see you all next time. I told you, the Ragnarok starts in 5 minutes. Don't start without me. You know what I'm like.
Ragnarok, mate.
End
of the world.
That escalated quickly.
It did, didn't it? It's a slow intro.
It's like,
here's some Soviet bolt
ready
action.
for war.
So in bolt action then, James is going to get involved in bolt action going
I'm
forward.
looking forward to this, yeah.
And we've got some stuff coming up quite soon, hopefully going through that starter set, which he mentioned, the Band of Brothers stuff. But after that, James is, he gave his soul to Mother Russia.
Of course.
And he does like fighting in the snow. We've not actually done winter-themed bolt action yet.
Not in bolt, no.
I do have some miniatures, show you some pictures here.
Oh.
I have... Now, but this is potentially a little bit of a problem for true historical buffs.
Right.
Because these are my Gebirgsjäger. These are my mountain troops.
Mountain men.
Mountain men.
Right.
Not the mountains men.
Okay, yeah.
And not that.
All right.
So these are German mountain troops.
Okay.
There are no mountains in Stalingrad.
What? There's mountains of rubble, mate. Does that count?
There's mountains of rubble. Yeah. There was a Jaeger division, but it's not a Gebirgsjäger. They're not mountain troops. They're light infantry.
Okay.
And they were mostly, I think it's a Croatian legion. The mountain troops are sent south to the Caucasus, and they do fight in the mountain passes there, but I think they leave before it snows. So we might have to do a little bit of,
Bit of faffing around to make it
bit
work.
make-believe,
as to why
a bit
they're
fancy.
there,
Because I do like my Gebirgs. As you can see, they were based for a different system, or for no system, really.
Just a thing.
Yeah, but in bolt action, because you've got templates, if there's a thing I don't like about bolt action, it's templates.
No, quit whining.
Anything that controls how you have to move your models around, I really don't like it, you know.
Yeah,
I really don't like it.
You don't like a lot of things, man.
There's a lot of things that I don't like. So that's that. But let's have a look at what Harry's got to say from Fog of War.
Fog of War.
Speaking of Stalingrad, boom.
Winter is coming. Well, actually, it's not. The weather here in Australia is really quite nice. It's coming on to summer. Winter and the harsh environment is a factor in many well-known battles and theatres of the Second World War. This is a famous image of a snow-covered Sherman tank near Bastogne during the Battle of the Bulge. This saw American infantry, paratroopers and armour slog it out with the last big German offensive on the Western Front at Christmas in 1944. But if you say winter, people's first thoughts would be the Eastern Front. In fact, the winter weather conditions are such a part of the fighting that the Russians refer to General Frost or General Winter. Along with General Mud, who comes in the thaw, General Frost is said to fight on their side. On the German side, the predominant image is tigers in the snow. The Tiger I served on many theatres, but it's most iconic on the Russian steppes. Tiger is a well-armoured heavy tank armed with a fearsome 8.8 cm gun. It had a big punch and could take a lot of punishment. Battlefront do two versions of the Tiger I in 15mm. This is my Tiger I from the Tiger Heavy Tank Platoon. If you have a look, I've used the damaged skirt option when building it. The other Battlefront version of this kit is the same vehicle, but with Zimmerit anti-magnetic paste on the hull and turret sides. I know Kaiser is partial to a Tiger, and he has a particularly fine example in winterized camouflage. Battlefront are currently moving into late war on the Eastern Front with their recent Bagration releases. The Russian answer to the Tiger in late war is the massive IS-2 tank. This 46-ton heavy tank entered service in 1944, replacing the KV series heavy tanks. Main armament was a 122mm gun. However, only 28 rounds of the heavy two-part ammunition was carried, and the gun was slow to load, but it had more than enough power to destroy Tigers and Panthers. This is Battlefront's 15mm IS-2. I've built mine as a later production variant, with the revised hull casting and 12.7mm AA machine gun. The kit does give you the earlier hull as an option, as well as parts to build an IS-85, armed with an 85mm gun. However, IS-2 was only in service a year before the IS-3 was released. This is Zvezda's 15mm IS-3. Too late for World War II, the IS-3 was the main Soviet tank during the early days of the Cold War. So the Eastern Front and the Cold War are my take on the winter is coming theme. So, Merry Christmas from Australia, and back to you, Kaiser.
My face has disappeared and been replaced with some photographs of something we're not able to show you very easily here, which is the Stalingrad board for Flames of War.
Years.
We've been working on this. We mentioned this last Christmas.
Oh my
I think.
days.
It's one of them things. It was just like,
yeah.
So I got about 6 tiles done there.
The biggest thing is you've not really had an opportunity time-wise to do it.
No.
Which sounds ridiculous because everyone's
It's
normally
just the
at home.
space it requires.
Yeah, it's true.
For all the modelling. So you can see, looking at this picture, we've got the buildings, we've got the broad shape down,
Good.
all the filler, the modelling material. So all the rubble needs to go on it.
Yes.
So that's going to be gallons of PVA. To put all the, and I've already made, so I put some plaster in trays, let it dry and smashed it up, which is about the same thickness of the walls of the MDF buildings.
Perfect, to give you some
So there'll be the bigger bits of rubble, and then just a load of grit. But the whole lot is going to be basically sprayed. And
you need to do that all
although
at once,
I've finished
surely.
those 6 boards, I got them to that stage quite recently, they're going to have to go back in the loft because we're not going to have the kind of weather
Not in this
to
weather.
spend several days. So Stalingrad 15mm Flames of War, progress has been made. I think that board is big enough to play the house fighting scenarios in the army books. I think they're really, really small.
It's going to be primarily infantry based, I would hope.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. And that's going to look really good.
Before we move on from the historicals back to the fantasy stuff, let's have a look at something from Brush and Quill in a quite different period.
Ooh.
Hi, me, Brush and Quill. I wanted to talk to you in regards to a book for this time of year. It's not the usual kind of book that you'd expect. It's actually a pair of novellas. And it is this, Sharpe's Christmas. It's a pair of books that were written by Bernard Cornwell for a British newspaper over the Christmas period that were then sold it was over 2 years in 3 editions of the paper. So it was serialised like the old novels used to be, which I kind of like, a bit like the Penny Dreadfuls, you know. So it's got 2 stories in it. First is Sharpe's Christmas, which is set in 1813, so between the bit just before they push into France in the Peninsular War. And the second one's actually set in about 1815, and it's about his life in France with Lucille, the lady he meets later on. I'm assuming most of you know the Sharpe story here. I'm not going to go into too much details of the stories. I would recommend it. This was $5.50 from a bookshop, but you could probably find it cheaper online if you want. The reason that I think this is such an interesting little booklet is that firstly, it's not the first Sharpe story set at Christmas. If you've read Sharpe's Enemy, you know that's set at Christmas. But this actually is a lot of fan service. It tells you about characters in Sharpe's Christmas. It tells you about characters that he met in India and what's happened to them. And in Sharpe's Ransom, it tells you about what he's doing after the war and what life's like, and ties up some of the characters from some of the later stories. So that's, if you want a Christmas read, it's not going to take you too long. It's less than 100 pages, so really, get it if you like Sharpe. If you haven't read it, it's very enjoyable, and as I said, it's a lot of fan service. So if you've read the series and you want to know some more about some of the characters he's met and how they're getting on and stuff, then there's some of them pop up in this, and you can enjoy the story. Anyway, that's me. Hope you guys are having a good one. Enjoy the Christmas. Try not to think too much about the negatives. Focus on the positives, and I'll see you in my own video.
Major Sharpe, Jonny B.
Oh, bastard! Mate, I learned so much from that documentary.
Documentary?
Sharpe.
Oh, right, Sharpe, yeah.
That I thought Napoleon was beaten on the battlefield, but little did I realise it was 6 dudes running around kicking Frenchmen in the dick.
Mate, that's what...
Screaming bastard! I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Really
Sean Bean
cool.
doesn't die in that show.
True fact.
Maybe they need to rethink that.
Maybe.
So, winter is coming, John. Fantasy.
Oh, yes.
What have you got to share?
Please, watch this shonky little video.
Runs the film!
Hey guys, it's me, Jonny B, and winter is coming. That makes me want to talk to you about a certain little game called Frostgrave. It's one of the Osprey Blue Book Wargame series, and it's a fun little game where you get a wizard and his apprentice, which you'll see coming up, and you hire up to 8 other goons, and you go and raid a long-forgotten city full of all the magical treasures you could ever want. It's a nice simple system, D20 based. It can be quite swingy, mind you, if you have really bad luck and roll a 1 and your opponent with his, I don't know, fish on a stick rolls a 20 and you die horribly. I'd like to think we'll be able to do it. Daddy Fatsacks is bringing the 2nd edition of the game, which came out 3 or 4 months ago now, to me on Christmas. And I've already got a warband. Kaiser's been working on a warband, so you might see it, but don't hold your breath. There you go. Winter may or may not be coming sometime soon. Maybe. Who knows?
So there you go. There's
Mate,
like
how
some
many
dudes.
takes did that take? How many?
It took a few, mate, I was not in the zone that day. You don't even see my face for an intro. It's just like, I'm just going to spin miniatures around and hopefully that will entertain. But yeah, not much to bring. As I say...
It's a Frostgrave.
Yeah, I mean, have we spoken about it before?
In these videos, we've vaguely referenced
bit.
it, haven't we? Yeah.
So you just
So your Frostgrave Warband is done?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that it's only 10 models, so I'd like the opportunity to do some extra modelling.
Extra modelling?
And make a couple
like
of
modelling for
warbands.
advantage?
But yeah, like modelling for advantage. But we're pretty much ready to go.
Like that.
Your warband is nearly done, a bit of basing to
Orcs,
do.
yeah, a little bit of
Orcs
basing
is,
to
goblins
do.
is...
I've got about 12 painted orcs.
Terrain-wise, I mean, we've got the snow map.
We do what we normally do, which is to dump a bag of white powder over an existing board.
But yeah, there
on
you
a
go.
snow
Hopefully
map.
we'll have a go.
Yeah, and you got the new rules.
Christmas is bringing me
Christmas.
the second edition.
Nice.
So, and I've heard and I've watched the author himself did a little video and he's like, it's pretty much exactly the same as the first edition.
Yeah.
He's just tightened the rules and made the spells a little bit more effective in certain areas. Which means what to me? Not a lot, because I can barely remember the first edition of the rules anyway.
I understand. It's one of them games where you roll dice until somebody wins.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
There you
cool.
go.
Hi guys, so we're getting towards the end of it, and at this point in the show we usually recommend a YouTuber to you, a small YouTuber, someone I enjoy.
Who you got?
I got Family of Gamers 777, so it's father and son team. I first came across them looking for Mortal Gods content, so I got to see some of how the game is played from these guys. They do a lot of different games, and they play the games that they want to play.
Good.
They don't follow the zeitgeist in any way, and they review the stuff that they're interested in. So they play, I think it's Dead Zone and Test of Honor, you know, the samurai thing, which is very much what Mortal Gods is based upon.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a huge interest in it, but they enjoy it, so they do it.
Good on you guys.
Really like them for that, and they're decent guys. Recently, they heavily influenced what you got for Christmas from me.
Oh.
Because they've been reviewing that Marnius Calgahart comic book, and they're not rating it very highly.
Fans? Are they not fans?
Here they are, Family of Gamers. Check this.
What's up, everybody? My name is Andrew.
I'm Coach.
And Coach, what are we doing here today?
Well, the guys from Modeling It for Advantage asked us to talk about our YouTube channel, Family Gamer 777.
Now, our YouTube channel is dedicated to the miniature wargaming hobby, of course. Mm-hmm. But what are some of the things that we do here on the channel?
We do a lot of different videos. We do unboxings. We do painting and hobby videos, reviews. Sometimes we'll go to cons and cover the cons, do a lot of interviews. We do some live stream interviews. But the main staple of our channel are battle reports.
Yeah, and our channel focuses on like what we want to play, not like the newest hot game on the market. It's what we want to play. We do the content that we want to make, and we also do the content that we want to see as well.
Right. So if there's like a new game that just comes out and really doesn't interest us, we're not going to get it just to make some videos, because we don't want to. If we make a video about a game that we're not excited about, we're not going to be excited, and it's going to come across in the videos like that. And then also, that game is going to sit on a shelf, and we just don't like to do that. When we pick a game that we're going to play, and you see us do battle reports or painting videos, whatever, we really enjoy that game, and that's why that's the games that we're going to cover on our channel.
Yeah, and some of the games that we do cover are Dead Zone, Mortal Gods, Test of Honor, 40K, Flames of War, Judge Dredd. And another thing we do on the channel are 3D printing videos, which, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we have a section called Print and Paint, which is I will print something up on our 3D printer, and we'll do the aspects of the 3D printing, take that, paint it up, and then in the battle reports you'll see the stuff on the table. And we'll, from time to time during the battle reports, we'll say, oh, this was printed, this was printed, and this was printed. So, that's another aspect of the channel. All right, so we want to thank Jonny B and the Restless Kaiser from Modeling for Advantage, giving us a little bit of time to talk to you about our channel. So we really love if you come by, check out our channel, see what we're all about, maybe subscribe, and you could become part of the family.
Okay, folks, that's all you're going to get from us this week. It's nearly Christmas. I hope you enjoy the season. Christmas Day, we will have our Christmas special unboxing, where there will be a still of some of the presents we'll be unwrapping in this video for you to preview. And to lead us out of this week's episode, before the blooper reel, of course, we'll have a look at Jonny B doing one of his RTB01 Space Marine original kit bashes. Oh. It's not winter, but it is white.
Bastard.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Kaiser. Another Kitbash Corner. This is the last of my RTB01 characters to show you. This one being the Apothecary. Standard RTB10 kit, however, current range Apothecary backpack there, fits on quite nicely, relatively good regards scale. It's also got the current edition Northesium arm there. I think that's what it's called. Again, it fits in pretty well scale wise, which is quite cool. And then just a second edition bolt pistol slapped on there, so he can give the Emperor's Grace. The last one of the Astartes and the RTB01s I think I can show you is this boy. It's a librarian. This has got bits from all over the place. It's got a Grey Knight stave there. It's got the Blood Angels Dreadnought librarian motif at the top there. And I think the hood I also made out of one of the components from that kit. Another little book there from the Grey Knight kits. And this spell effect, which is from one of the Age of Sigmar undead kits, although I couldn't quite rightly identify which one. Yeah, screaming heads coming at you. That's all from me. Until next time, back to you, Kaiser.
If you like the kind of stuff that we do, rather than just waiting for the blooper reel, why don't you head on over to our website, modelingforadvantage.co.uk. We've got affiliate links to places like Whaling Games there, where when you buy your models, if you buy it through our link, we get a little bit of kickback and it doesn't cost you a penny more.
Hey folks, it's me, Jonny B, and winter is coming. I also haven't, because it's winter, turned on the bloody turntable. Whee! There we go.
Bastard!
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 Bastards!
Bastardo!
That's about Sean Bean as well. You are, mate.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Hey guys, it's me, Jonny B, and winter is coming. I've done it again.
Oh, that makes all